Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 62. It's your game week 19 review. We are back with a video. We're back on digital after last week's print copy. Let's see how many views this one gets, because they've been tailing off recently. But after an incredibly dull week in game week 18, it all kicked off in game week 19. Players out with COVID, some games being postponed because of COVID, an FA Cup third round tie, some managers selecting second string sides. We had a couple of games in the Premier League and the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and it threw up some interesting results. So in this week's Banter in the Box, we have got your game week 19 winners and losers. 3 winners, 3 losers. We've got a quote of the week and a manager of the season update. So, kicking off with the game week 19 winners. Take a bow. Clockhouse Rangers managers, great Uncle George Moody, who registered a first weekly win of the season with an impressive 71 points. That was a personal highest weekly total for George. It lifted him one place to 18th, which is the highest he's been in the league since game week 13. Take a bow also, Juan Veron FC manager luck. Where's the K Williams? He was the biggest climber this week, up 4 places to 12th. 12th, the highest position luck has been since game week 14. But the big news this week, without a shadow of a doubt, take a bow. No happy endings manager, Di Maloney, climbing one place to the top of the Family Fantasy Football League table, which is the highest position Di has ever occupied. She's never been top of the league before. This is admittedly only her second season in the Family Fantasy Football League, but that is impressive. Bidding to become the first woman to win the Family Fantasy Football League for over 20 years, and she is top of the pile. She's ended Hatch United's 10-week stay at the top of the table. Can she do it? They are your game week 19 winners. And here are your game week 19 losers. Hide your head in shame. Nicola's and Nelka's manager, Nicola Irvin, who dropped a place to 28th. And Nicola was the lowest scorers this week. She registered a score of -1. Another loser this week was Ted and Sam Junior's manager, Ian Sands. The biggest fallers this week, down 3 places to 14th. And Hatch United manager Neil Hatch is a game week 19 loser, because after 10 weeks at the top of the table, he dropped a place to 2nd. And that's the lowest position Neil has occupied since game week 8. So they are your game week 19 losers. Now we've got a quote of the week, and my thanks goes to the Mad Hatter, the Creed Bratton Society manager. He reached out to me this week to say, after he made a transfer, by the way, 3 managers went into the transfer market this week. The Mad Hatter reached out to me on the back of making a transfer to say, in other news, from the horse's mouth, current champion and serial gloater, Alexi Lagos, is feeling rather down, hopeless even, as he falls further into mid-table obscurity. Perhaps you can give him a shout out in the near future. I think he's feeling the pressure that he may not finish above his best friend, myself, not me, the Mad Hatter, but Eve may even finish lower than his second best friend, debut manager Where's the K, who is doing rather well with Bowen's recent performances. Things are on the ups for him since he emigrated to Canada in order to stalk Hatch United manager Neil. Well, thanks for that, the Mad Hatter, and that is a quote of the week. I'm not sure what I could do to lift Alexi's spirits, but maybe sharing his favourite whichever photo will help pick him up. Alexei, you are only 6th, buddy, and there is still time. That earns the Mad Hatter a Manager of the Season point for the quote of the week. And on the subject of Manager of the Season, who the fuck is that? It's worth 16 points this week. It's been rolling over for so long. 2 current Family Fantasy Football League managers pictured there. To get the 16 points, you had to name both managers correctly, and I wouldn't even tell you if one of your guesses was correct. It's all or nothing. 2 managers had a go this week. Arden Diamonds manager Steve Holmes thought that it was a picture of Benny United manager Mark Benwell and No Happy Endings manager Di Maloney. That, Mr. Holmes, is an incorrect guess. And Hatch United manager Neil Hatch thought that it was a picture of Ted and Sam Junior's manager Ian Sands and Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby. I can tell you, Neil, that is an incorrect guess. So that is the current Manager of the Season table. Where's the Kay Williams and George Moody registering on the table in joint 16th? Ian Sands dropping down to joint 13th. The Mad Hatter is up to joint 10th. Di Maloney climbs to joint 5th. And at the top, thanks to Neil losing a point, the Brothers Grimm, Canadian Mountie, Neil Hatch, and Donna Mountie, Mark Benwell, joint top of the Manager of the Season table on 16 points. So we are rolling it over again, but we're not going to roll it over anymore after this week. So it's now worth 18 Manager of the Season points. That means if you haven't even registered a Manager of the Season point yet, if you get it right, you will go top of the Manager of the Season table. You simply have to tell me which 2 current Family Fantasy Football League managers are pictured there. What I'm going to do this week is, if you get one of your guesses correctly this week, I'm going to give you a point. If you get both of them correct, you will get 18 Manager of the Season points. Remember, each manager can only have one guess per week, so don't go too early. And if no one gets it right this week, then I'm just going to reveal the answer next week anyway, and we'll come up with a new Manager of the Season question. But if someone does get it right, 18 Manager of the Season points. So that is it for this week. Just a reminder, the Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards takes place on Saturday the 4th of June at the Stadia of Legends 23 in Braintree, Essex. A date for your calendar. And the long-awaited second round draw of the Family Fantasy Football League Cup will happen this weekend, so keep your eyes out for that. That's it for this week, guys. Until next week, stay safe. Bye-bye.